Hello everyone, I wanted to put together a real quick video on some tips and tricks on how to save some time specifying your criteria in Eye in the Sky Screener. So let's get started. The first thing that can save you time is you can rearrange these tabs up here. So let's say that you like to use the custom tab a lot. Simply grab it with your mouse button and drag it to the left and put it anywhere you want. And I like to keep it in the first or second position over here because I like to use it a lot. And there are three levels of reusability that I built into the system on criteria so that you can reuse them or access them very quickly. Let's start by going into the Filter Assistant and going to the most granular level. The most granular level is this My Favorite section on the Filter Assistant. Say that you like to use volume a lot. What you can do is right click on volume and choose Add to My Favorites. You can rename it, and let's say that you also like to use opening price and closing price a lot. What you'll notice is if you collapse this tree that you have all three of those things available under My Favorites down here without having to navigate through the tree to get to them. You could add as many or as few as these as you want, and it just allows you to quickly get to those criteria without having to go through the tree. The next thing, the next step up, is specifying a pair of these that you can use against each other on a normal basis. So let's say that we like to compare current opening price to historical opening price by 1 day ago a lot. And what we do is specify all of that and then right click on this list up above, My Criteria Sets, and let's just call this opening compared to historical, and hit save. If we go out of this box and come back in, we'll notice that if we select that item from the list, it'll automatically specify all that for you, and you can reuse that just by clicking the save button without having to specify all that. The next layer up is a My Filter that you can save. Let's say you have a baseline type filter that you always like to use in all of your scans. Let's say you like to look for oversold stochastics, you like to use a price range, and some minimum daily volume. You can save this as a baseline, and we call this a scan baseline. And that way, in the future, when you go into Eye in the Sky Screener, you can simply select that from the list, and that is your starting point that you continue to specify criteria in that. And after you're done, you right click and choose Create to create a new filter when you're done. So those are three different layers of reusability that's built into the software so that it allows you to easily specify the criteria you want on a normal basis. There are some other features here, like say that you like to specify patterns, but the scrolling down through this list takes time. What you can do is grab the screen and drag it down, and then you see the full list where you can hold the control key down and just grab the downward trending patterns or whichever types of patterns you like to trade all in one shot without having to scroll through that box. And then you can drag the screen back up when you're done, and let's add that to our baseline. I'll do update criteria here, and it just makes sure that you really want to replace that. Say yes. Now when you specify that criteria, it'll be part of that baseline for you. Sorry, that was refreshing there. And so those are a number of different time-saving features that I think will help you get your criteria in there quickly. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is questions@eyeintheskyscreener.com. Thank you very much for your time.